Thanks for clicking on this video. If we've not met before, my name is Danny. I'm a first class biomedical science graduate and I'm on my journey to becoming a doctor. I've worked in the NHS and I've been successful at medicine interviews, so I'm going to share with you my tips in how to break bad news to a patient in an MMI setting and at medicine interviews. So stay to the end for the best tips. Breaking bad news to a patient is often something a lot of students do struggle with when it comes to interview. Practicing breaking bad news will make you better at it in the interview setting. This also goes for doctors. The more times that they break bad news, the better they get. Now, there's a couple of different ways that they can ask you about breaking bad news in the interview. They can either ask you to go through it as a role play and they'll have someone sitting there that you need to break the bad news to, or like in my interview, you'll go there and they'll ask you, if there was a patient here, how would you go about breaking bad news to that patient? So if you prepare well, this is an opportunity to get full marks in this MMI section. Majority of you watching this video aren't subscribed. If you haven't done so yet, please click the subscribe button. It really helps my channel grow and I can carry on to produce good content videos like this one. To start off with, you'll probably want to prepare the room beforehand. Preparing tissues that are close to where the patient's going to sit, and also having the room set out so that there's nothing blocking your body language to the patient. For example, some rooms they have computers in between where people sit, and you want to be able to maintain that open body language through the entire consultation. When breaking bad news, it's important to keep your introduction short and sweet and get straight to the point, and then you can start with something like, "I'm sorry to have to do this, but I am here to give you some bad news." That way you prepare the patient's family or whoever it is you're talking to the realities of this conversation. Once you've told them about the bad news, it's important that if in this interview they said that it was your fault, that you own up to making the mistake. This is important because in practice, doctors and other healthcare professionals are responsible for reporting when mistakes are made. This is so that we can make precautions so that these things don't happen again to other patients and cause further harm. Therefore, make it very clear that you take responsibility if you have made the mistake. For example, a surgeon going through a routine procedure and causing nerve damage because they've cut into a nerve that they probably shouldn't have. Make sure you explain very clearly what's happened to the patient and then tell them about if there is any further treatment needed or what is the expected outcome. If your interview involves roleplay, it's very likely that the person doing the roleplay is going to become angry or agitated at some point. When the patient's family member becomes agitated or irate, make sure that you keep your calm. You don't want to lose your composure. You want to reassure them with statements like, "Okay, I understand," or "I'm extremely sorry, is there anything that I can do to calm you or help the situation?" Remain empathetic, keep your body language open, and a personal touch from me would be to hold the hand if you can see that they're really crying and really upset, as this is something that as a patient I think I would want. On the flip side, you don't want to sugarcoat the situation. You don't want to give any false promises that you may not be able to accomplish. You also want to make sure that the patient's family or whoever it is you are talking to knows the realities of what has happened to their family member. It's important to let the patient's family speak and get out all of their emotion. You want to try and be the listener once you've given them the bad information. Then once they've let out their feelings and you're coming to the end of the consultation, you want to wrap it up by letting them know that you're going to put everything down in writing that we have talked about today. That the error will be documented to stop this happening to other people out there, like your family member. This is important because studies have shown that once you've broken bad news to a patient or a patient's family, that they're very unlikely to remember all the information given to them afterwards due to the heightened arousal that they are going through. Therefore, documentation is important, and once you've told them about this, you will want to thank them for their time and see them out, or ask them if there's anything else that we can do to help them, or we can even offer them other services like counselling if it is a problem like a terminal illness. So thank you guys for watching this video. It's been a pleasure, and if you've got this far, you're going to do better than the people that didn't get to this part of the video. Click the subscribe button if you want more content that's going to help you become the doctor that you want to be. Or if you want to follow my journey, comment down below how your interview goes or where you've got interviews at. And until next time, peace out. And also, thanks for being a good human being.
You sit down.